Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here, and yes, you are seeing a Legendary Game of Heroes stream right now. It's interesting because I actually had opened up the game, and uh, it was a misclick, to be honest. But then when I launched it, I thought, okay, well, let's take a look anyway and see what's new. And then when I look in my inbox, I ended up getting a free deck actually, and so they actually gave me the free deck, and then so I said, okay, that's cool. And since it is also going to be an Easter event, I thought, hey, you know what? It's kind of nostalgic. Let's go and take a look at some of the some of the deck and see what it's like. It's also funny because it's going to be a dark event, and one of the first Easter events that I played when I used to play Legendary Game of Heroes was when we had Lady Agista, which was way before back in Generation 1 days. So I thought it was kind of interesting, and I figured, you know what? I got a free deck anyway, so might as well talk about it. I'm sure there's a lot of content creators out there now that can provide the same kind of information, if not better, than I can. But I thought it'd be fun just to take a look. And let's check it out. So I did end up getting the deck, except for the shiny, because I couldn't get the shiny hero because I don't have some of the required cards there. So if you take a look here, they are also giving a free star if you get the ultimate hero between now and in the next 24 hours. So that's the same as before I stopped playing. But we can take a look and see, right? So in here, when I go to collect here, we can take a look at the heroes here. So I did get I did get one, so I ended up getting it 2 stars. And we can go and take a look at the heroes. We can talk about their skills. It's been a while, so I'm not sure exactly how things have changed since then, but we can take a look and see how things are. So let's start with, I think this is the Master Collection card. Master Collection card, BB Bats. All right. So BB Bats, yeah, man, this is weird. I haven't done this in a long time. So let's take a look and see. BB Bats, this is a Slayer attacker type hero, noble killer, and 13 times. I'm not sure what this 8x under the noble killer is anymore. I think that's new. I can't remember. So let me know what that is. But it is a 13 times bonus here. And it unleashes a copy of this hero's strongest attack this battle. And it targets one enemy. While when ambushing, increases self damage by 120% for one turn instead. Okay, so ambush is before you activate your skill for the first time, right? So when you start the battle, you are ambushing, and once you use it until you revive, that status is then gone. And so the first time you use it, you're not going to basically do a duplicate attack. Instead, you're going to increase your own damage, so then you can hit harder, and then you can use that in the future attacks afterwards. So this actually works really well against off of a sort of like a multi-affinity type events. I remember something like this where if you start out, let's say in a guild wars, is it guild wars? Not guild wars. In mixing terms now. So if you're just in your guild fights, you could use this skill by going up against a light affinity hero, get a strong attack, and then for future attacks you can use this sort of like a nuke damage afterwards. I believe that should still work. And Common D, how's it going? The 8 times is the 800% noble killer self boost. Oh, okay, so they're just showing what I don't remember seeing that before, so okay, it makes sense now. So anyways, this kind of skill I still remember. It is a nuke type skill, and if I remember correctly, back then it used to work against other affinities as well. So if it does, then that's still the same, right? Anyways, passive ability, right? So there's haste, so it also begins with the full skill fully charged, so you don't need to match any gems. The passive ability also has, yeah, so it also, what this does is practice swing. It stores the largest attack it has made each battle, so it can be copied. So when you use your active skill, it takes that attack and then hits against using it. What I don't know is, okay, for this here, so it's this card. It's not for the entire damage, but just this specific card. All right. And it does increase noble damage by 800%, so that's exactly what it means. So thanks a lot, Conwell and Deep, for the reminder. Chris Fan. Yeah, this is interesting. So as I was mentioning, I randomly launched the game and saw that I got a free deck, and I saw, okay, you know what? This is an Easter event after all, and I've been through quite a few of the Easter events now, so why not make a little video about this, right? And so, Dirk, nice to see you again. And the ultimate form does now have 20 times Slayer boost. I know, that's kind of crazy. And we got the ultra rare card Mayhem Muralist, and this card has a battle skill that creates 12 Dark Power Gem 8s. So it used to be 7s, and now they've gone up to 8s now. And it has a 2-turn cooldown, and it has a last stand, so this is a revive card. So instead of dying, you will survive it. And you also heal for a 40,000% of the heal recovery, and all enemies' attacks are delayed by 1 turn, so that's good. It also revives twice. When it's a purple phoenix, you revive twice. The first time it counts as a regular revive. The second time it counts as last stand. So the first time it's basically just a normal revive. You don't get any bonuses. And the second time they revive, that's when this kicks in, where enemies are delayed by a turn, which is still nice. You get 2 revives whenever you have a last stand. There's no other passive abilities, and okay, so I see that it has a counter skill, Dispel Deflect. Deflect is new to me, so I don't know what Deflect is, actually, but it has a chance to remove the Deflect debuff from all allies. Deflect is new. I haven't seen that before. No love lost. I wouldn't say I'm back in the game, but I have the cards, I have the deck, so why not take a look at this, right? And then let's take a look at the ultimate form as well. And then what we'll do is we will go and check this card out in action. I think I could still do a legend attack. We'll see. Rebel Rave is the ultimate form, ultimate hero, and it creates 12 Dark Power Gem 8s. So this works well with the ultra rare card. Unleashes a copy of this hero as well, so then you can do 2 nukes basically. And when you ambush, you increase the self damage by 120% instead. And so this has a combination of everything. And passive ability does ambush, haste, stores the largest attack. It has last stand, all the good stuff. And what does this have? It has 2 counters, deflect and traitor. So traitor, I don't remember being a big issue in terms of debuff. And so it's just a matter of what deflect does. Okay, and let's take a look at the other cards here, which is their main event hero, which is BNY417. Battle skill here gains a bonus attack buff for 1 turn when ambushing, increases self damage by 100%, and bonus attack is whenever you attack, it duplicates itself again, so then you attack twice basically. But because you get this nice ambushing effect, this card will always increase its own damage by 100%. So it with the same stats compared to other cards, this card will always outperform them because of the ambush effect. So it's actually kind of nice. It doesn't create any battle skills or anything, so it does depend on you having other cards that can power it up. But once you have it, you'll be able to do some pretty good damage with that card, assuming you don't have any other options. Then we have the support card. I still remember the terminology. A support card, Graphite. Graphite, ooh. So you have a support card that has a revive. That's nice. I don't remember ever seeing that. I don't remember ever seeing a support card that does revive. Anyways, this will create 13 dark gems, and it gives you a passive ability of reviving. So that in itself, I think, is pretty good. Gives you ability to survive in the guild versus guild attacks. And again, it dispels deflect as well. So deflect, so Common William Deep. Deflect is supposed to silence nuke skills, but it only negates the damage from the nukes. I see. Okay, so it's a way to prevent nukes. Gotcha. And by the way, since it is a it's going to be Easter, I also have the shirt here that has like a bunny on it. I thought it was kind of fitting, and so that was kind of funny. All right, so let's go ahead and give this team a try. Legend Trials is available. I don't know if I have the coins for them still. It looks like I do. And I don't have enough for... I guess I have enough for a Rilka here. So let's do a summon here. We'll go up against Rilka, and let's just take a look, right? So we will use... If I use 3 keys, I think it'll kill it too quickly, but I think the same thing will happen even with one, right? So let's go ahead and use all of the cards that we have from this particular deck, and we can talk about, you know, some of the combinations. Although the combinations I can come up with is going to be very limited because I don't have a lot of the cards anymore. So let's take a look here. Let's just use the cards that we got. So let's go ahead and look at Noble Killer, Slayer event, and I think we'll just go by age. So we'll go ahead and put all of these cards in, right? And that is the card. And then I guess I don't have the support card yet. Do I not have the support card? I don't have the support card yet, so I can't actually put that in. So what I can do is I can put in. Why not? Let's put in this the Shining Guardian in here. And in terms of the relics, I have the old relics here, although this one is a commander one. So let's go ahead and change this. Targets Noble Killer. And no, I don't think it's Noble Killer. I think it's Dark Slayer is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I think these ones are all Slayer now. Let's just take a look here. Slayer, Noble Killer, so that's good. So we will be able to get our gems here. So let's go ahead and check it out. And let's go into the battle. We'll use one key for now, I guess, just to see. Oh man, I haven't looked at these cards in a long time. Okay, so let's go ahead and here you go. So let's go ahead and check this out and see what this is going to be like. Let's go ahead and battle. And so what's nice here is that because there's haste, you are going to get be able to use your skills. But because there is armor, we can't really deal any damage. So we kind of have to go through this quickly and take down the armor. I still remember all these. Oh shoot! I needed to use. Oh my gosh, this is. The gameplay is different now. I gotta the gem matching thing is different. So I gotta do this a little bit differently. Sorry guys. Let's try and get past. Actually, I think I can just use the skills first, right? I think it charges after 2 turns. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skills and see what this does, right? So this one creates 12, I think, right? And what this will do is I didn't activate the ultra rare card, which increases the self damage first. Right? So if I did this, nothing happens. It simply just increases its own damage. And in the future, what it's going to do is it's going to use that skill, and you will have increased damage. But because I used it when there is armor, I'm actually not increasing anything, right? And so that's just something to pay attention. If you're up against an enemy that has immunity, or like you deal no damage, then you're not going to benefit from the additional bonus damage there. So just something to think about. And I am going to be able to survive because I have a free revive here. In fact, I can get last stand, so I can get even more damage out of that because of it. So let's go ahead and get this attack in. I am actually going to get attacked, but I'm going to die, I think, right? And that's a regular attack. I still have one more for last stand. So why don't we do that? Why don't we wait and see if we... I don't know, actually, it might take too long. It might actually take too long for me to do last stand. So let's see how much damage it deals to me. Yeah, it's going to take too long. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do. So you can see here, I actually deal basically like no damage whatsoever because I used my skills when I when the boss was in when the boss was basically immune to damage. Oh, okay. And so one key isn't going to cut it, so I am going to need to use 3 keys then to really get the damage. I thought that this would have been okay with 1 key, but I guess I have to remember it wrong. This does require 3 keys for me to actually be able to do damage, which is good because then what I can do is I can just focus on showing you sort of like how much damage you could expect. And in terms of activation skill, in terms of the activation order, I would say you probably want to put the one that nukes at the end, because if you're in a Slayer event and it nukes, you don't want to be nuking the beginning, because then you're going to lose your turn, right? And then opponents can come in and take out your boss, if that's still a thing. Alright, so let's see. We're actually not going to be able to take it out. I mean, like, we're getting close, right? And then we're going to also have last stand here. Although we're probably more likely to time out before we actually do any significant damage to the boss. But let's take a look here and see how much we can do here. And keep in mind that this is going to be 20 times, you're going to deal 20 times more damage because of the event bonus here, because the ultimate form here apparently has 20 times damage. That is crazy. And I thought 13 was bad. How long? I don't know how long it's been since they've changed this, so the ultimate form gives 20 times bonus. Does that mean that the boss is now, like, health wise is so much higher than before? Like, for them to increase it to 20 times, I would imagine they would have to do some sort of adjustments, right? Like health adjustment or difficulty adjustment. How has it been? How has it been for you guys? Let me know, guys, in the chat. You know, how are things so far? How do you feel about the way the game is? You know, is it? Oh man, all of these skills charge, and I don't want to use the skill for charging, and I have no dark gems dropping here. I think this is the one. I need to use the Master Collection card to create gems, because it doesn't have the passive ability that stores the damage, and I want to increase the amount of damage I'm dealing, and so that's why I'm not using my Master Collection card. I mean my ultimate form or my ultra rare card. Like, I'm not using those cards for that reason, and that's why I'm only using the Master Collection right now to give me the dark gems. And up against Rilka, it really is kind of like a little bit of an issue, just because it keeps converting my dark gems to light, so it's taking a little bit more time. And I'm a lot slower now than I used to be in this game. I definitely noticed I'm a lot slower. A lot slower than before. Let's see, Chris Fan, I don't want to know. Let's see. Pinglan, this is an old game that I used to play before I stopped playing this. This is called Legendary Game of Heroes. I have played it for a while, and then before I moved on to before I moved on to Gemstone Legends. I was actually going to do a Gemstone Legends video, but I will do it tomorrow. I have some codes for everybody, so I will do that tomorrow. Alright, so let's go ahead and wait one more turn, and let's see how much damage we can expect to deal. I guess I'm just going to go right to left here. That seems like it might be okay. We are now dealing damage in the Qs, as in quintillions, like big Q, not little q. Seriously? Big Q? Goodness. So that is how much health the boss has now? Quintillions of health? What? Seriously? I was expecting, well, I guess when I stopped it was already in the quadrillions, and now it's in quintillions. Holy smokes. So, like, if you don't have the ultimate form, does that basically mean you don't bother with the high prestige, basically, right? Oh, wow. Okay, so that was the deck, and honestly, I didn't notice anything too significantly impressive about the mechanics itself. The only thing that I think is, worth really calling out here, at least for me as someone who is less familiar now with sort of like, just these cards here, if you're kind of just getting used to this mechanic, if you're just checking this out, keep in mind that the first time you use this skill, if it's not ultimate form, if you're using the ultra rare card, the first time you use this card, nothing will happen. All right, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna create no gems, nothing with this card. So if you get the ultra rare card, which is BB Bats, you'll notice nothing happened because it's increasing your self damage. So you really want to only use this when you can have other cards that create a lot of power gems for you, so you can benefit from it. And then after this, every time you use this skill, you're going to deal the same amount of damage as the highest one that you've done so far. Okay, and so you really want to take advantage of your self damage increase because you only get that one shot. So do it at one time, either that time or when you get, if you can get that is going to be the biggest, or last stand. So if you get last stand, that gives you additional boost. Then I think last stand gives you boost, right? No, it doesn't. It just heals. Okay, there are some last stand stats that give you increased damage. Although I think that's a fire hero, but I think that could work, right? In any case, if there's any last stand or anything that gives you increased damage, that's where you're going to benefit more as well, because ambush resets after revive. So anyways, just keep in mind that the first time you use the ultra rare card, you're not going to get any gems. And if you are against a hero that has, like, you know, a full armor or invulnerability, I think it was called, right, where you can't deal damage the first time, just be careful not to waste this skill. Otherwise, you're not going to get that damage boost. So you're not going to get any bonuses here. But as far as like the skills go, it's power gem creation, and it increases its own damage. And generally, like, I remember when I used to talk about decks, you really want to have nice synergy, right? So any sort of like self damage boost is going to be okay as long as you have other cards that can boost you as well. I didn't seem to have anything that was too extraordinary here. Lots of power gems, but I didn't actually see the power gem crush into much higher. I would have expected something higher as well. I didn't see a lot of like 18, 19, given that we're at 8 here. So Gem Crush continues to baffle me quite a bit. And let's see. So, Con William Deep, your feedback is that this deck is is not very good. So we'll see. Like, I was playing around with it, and I think that there are other cards that had more interesting mechanics. I think with this one, really, it's just you can survive more because of the revive, right? And let's see. So you're now dealing damage in the big Qs, and the Umbrella Eternal has about 1.2 Q. The regular version is about 300 little Q. Wow. Okay, so good deck damage is around 30 plus quadrillions, and I doubt that I'll be able to do anything like that anymore. So anyways, I just kind of thought that would be interesting, and I think that they mentioned in their newsfeed that it is free deck month or something like that. Where is it? I think it's here. Was it this one? No. There was some news feed that said something about get a free event deck every week. So there's a special offer for returning legendary heroes. Sorry guys, this is what I actually really, really hate about this, and that is people who are actually spending the time playing, who are actually loyal to the game, aren't getting these free decks. People who left and are coming back are the ones that are getting the free deck. I mean, I just feel like it's so backwards. And so, yeah, I feel you guys. So this is the deck here. Do I think that, like, I don't know, like I went away for a long time, came back, and I honestly don't feel, I think I feel the same way about Colin William Deep here, in this, like, I don't necessarily feel overwhelmed, or not, I shouldn't say you do, not that we're overwhelmed. I don't feel like, oh, the deck is really quite that impressive. I think for me it's more nostalgic because I have cards from the past Easter events, and I thought, hey, Easter's kind of interesting. But then again, if memory serves me right, Easter event decks typically aren't that great. If I remember correctly from like the previous years, I'm trying to think of a really good Easter deck, and there was one with like the red one where they kind of made it a mummy deck, but that was like very quick to basically just be like obsolete. Lady Agista was useful for a long time, but like ever since the meta changed, I haven't seen a impressive Easter event deck. So I guess this one seems similar here. But anyways, that's my view on it, and I thought I'd do a little video on this just because I got the deck, got a chance to talk through it. Feels very nostalgic. Seeing some people in the chat here, I think is really cool. Hope you guys, whoever if you're still playing, hope you enjoy the game. Hope you guys have a good event. And you know, commenting this is the artwork is nice. I can't disagree with that. I mean, their artwork has always been really good, and so that that's always something that I know people enjoy it a lot. But anyways, that's gonna be it from me for today, guys. Short stream here just to talk about the deck, check it out a little bit, and got a free deck, so I am happy about that. Hopefully this helps you understand the mechanics a little bit, and let me know in the chat below, like afterwards, how the event actually is, what you think about it, what do you think about the deck itself. Are there things I missed? Of course, I missed a lot because team composition, for example, is something that I can't really help with at this point. But let me know what you guys think, and appreciate you joining me for this particular chat. For the people who are tuning in for Gemstone Legends, I will have a video out tomorrow, and then we will. I have some codes for the month of April, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Take care.